Hey guys, so we are currently traveling around Europe and we are holding workshops and speaking to a lot of photographers. And one thing that Peter's been thinking about is, why do photographers feel the need to criticize other photographers all the time? It doesn't seem to happen in any other field of artisticness, but it just seems to be with photography. So he's going to talk you through a lot of the common criticisms that he sees photographers saying about photography and his views on that.
So something that's been bothering me a lot, and while travelling through Europe, we were staying in an Airbnb and Beck found these magazines. She's flicking through it and she's doing commentary of all the types of comments we hear photographers say to other photographers in the way of horizon's crooked, it's too soft, it's too blurry, I wouldn't have cropped it, all those things. And it really sparked me on to have a rant, pretty much spill my thoughts and not hold back on them. I find it really, really hard with, especially photographers, for some reason they feel the need to say, I would have done this. Well, I would have cropped it like this. I would have done this. I would have done... Sorry, that's your photo, not mine. You're saying I should change what I shoot to suit you. Well, like, who are you? Are you a magazine? Do you run a magazine? Are you going to be one of my clients? Or are you just a photographer who hardly gets out and shoots yourself but loves to criticise everybody else's work because you've got all these rules that you think photography has to sit by? Whereas fashion, art, portrait, those genres of photography, there's no rules. You can do whatever you like. And it does really, really annoy me listening to people come up with their vomit on social media, on places like 500 Pics, all these sites which are supposed to be for photographers to share their work. But you've got these people that just feel that they've got to tell you everything you did wrong with your picture. Well, they would never buy the picture if you did everything right. So they're not your clients, they're not the people you should care about. The people you should care about is yourself, taking photos for yourself and you enjoying what you do. And nobody else can then criticise because you didn't take it for them, you took it for you. After seeing these magazines, and these magazines were from 1994, I've loved them. I was flicking through the pages of the magazines and just enjoying how a lot of the rules that have happened because of digital weren't in these magazines. So I quickly jumped into my mood board, started looking at photos that I love. Then I decided to critique these photos with the comments I hear photographers say. This is not my view. These pictures I'm putting up now are pictures I've collected and I like. I'm just going to critique these like I hear people critique them on the internet. So number one, this picture, where's the catchlight in the eye? I hear it so often. Where's the catchlight in the eye? Patrick Di Michelia, for Pirelli Calendar, Adriana Lima, and some photographer that's never taken a picture that's ever been published, or he might never have even published his own work even on social media, wants to say, where's the catchlight in the eye? As I'm clicking through, you'll start to see that if we wanted catchlights in eyes, we'd put them there, but there's lots of time in real world that you won't have a catchlight in your eye. This Madonna shoot, again, there's no catchlight in the eye. And this was shot by Merton Marcus, this was for Interview magazine, Madonna. You know, this is a big high-end shoot, but nobody wants to criticise. Blurry, that's what the photographer wanted. That's what the magazine wanted. Just because this other photographer doesn't like blurry images, it doesn't mean this is bad. There's genres in music, in art, in everything, in food. There's all different categories. If you don't like dubstep, you wouldn't listen to it. But I hear people say, oh, that's just shit, you know, they don't know what they're doing, they're crap musicians. Dubstep is so hard to write and play properly. You can do crap stuff, but to do it so the dubstep industry, all the people who love that music, they will pick that try hard straight away. But someone who's got the skill to do that properly, it is a really high-end skill. So someone can't say because they don't like that style that it's crap. And so much in photography I'm hearing, I don't like this, I don't like that style, that's not to my palate, it's not my taste. Well, shut up. You don't need it. I don't care what your style or taste in that is. That's your opinion. And me, if I don't like something, I just don't look at it. I skip past it. There's plenty of stuff I cannot stand, which lots of other people love. Go on to 500 pics. The front page on 500 pics is going to give you 50, 60, 70 nice, boring photos. Perfectly exposed, color balance, everything's perfect. You'll never remember one of those pictures because they're boring. They have no style. They're following rules. And what I want to do with this is take you through more to show you, especially in fashion, in art, and in portraiture, there is no rules. Do whatever you friggin' like. And people that feel that they need to tell you what they would do are people that can't take a decent picture. That's why they're wasting their time on the internet, blurking, spew at you. Anyway, I'm ranting. Pictures like this, horizons. I don't care about the horizon. The photo's about the fashion model. The horizon's got nothing to do with this photo. It's the fashion model. And if you go back to the 90s, a lot of fashion was shot at nearly 45 degrees. And these are by very, very famous photographers. This and this and this is all. That's just Peter Lindbergh. Peter Lindbergh was charging up to $80,000 a day. Every major publication in the world in photography would have had something about Peter Lindbergh. But then somebody sitting in his mother's basement on the internet spewing out vomit says, "Oh, the horizon's crooked. I would have done." Sorry. That's why you're in a basement, and that's why Peter Lindbergh was shooting for Vogue. Again, Peter Lindbergh. And I've done a shot of the Eiffel Tower, and my Eiffel Tower was crooked too. I loved my picture. I'm not showing it to you because it's a private one. All right, magazine covers. So the editors, everybody involved in this shoot didn't care about the crooked horizon because it's not the image. It's the image is the model at the front. Helmut Newton. Why would you have that on an angle? Because it adds something to this story. You know, a table on an angle, I've heard this many a time, especially the problem is you've got these people that all they want to do is try and make everything perfect. Once you make it perfect, it's lost its soul. It's like comparing classical music to jazz music. Classical is more like, I'd say, if you're doing architectural photography, if you're doing still life, if you're doing reproduction for art galleries or museums, yes, there's all these things you have to do. But when we're talking about art, there is no rules. You just do whatever you friggin' like. Helmut Newton again. You know, the fence is crooked too, everything else. She's got a pole coming out of her head. I friggin' love this picture. And I think if you changed anything about it, it would destroy the picture. This picture of Beck I did, the amount of people said, "Oh, the horizon." Well, sorry, the horizon is not what I was taking. If I was taking the horizon, I would have told Beck to get out of that picture. If you look carefully, right, you'll see between her bum and her feet, the bag, her eyes all sitting parallel. She is my subject. The horizon is allowing you to fall into her. Watch what happens when I flatten horizon. You fall out of her. She's now leaning over. The bags, everything's leaning over. This is my picture. This is the way I wanted the picture to be seen. If you want that horizon to be flat, go out and take your own picture of the horizon. I don't know if Beck will work with you, but you could ask. Next one, cropping. Why'd you crop her toes off? Cropping through the fingers. You're not allowed to cropping the halfway through a hand, right? Cropping the foot off, cropping the toes off again. See, so these are very, very high-end photographers where these images are going into high-end magazines. The models are high-end. But then somebody in a camera club thinks that they know better? No, they've been destroyed by putting rules on their photography. And the more you can get around not letting this bother you, the better the photography will be. Just let your eyes see what you want to see and take it. And you'll find that the crop doesn't make any difference. Lighting, so a spotlight on Kate Moss's face, there and there, Irving Penn, like these shots. So if I put this up on 500 pics, I'd be crucified. If I took it into any camera club competition, I'd talk it down. I don't care because I'm not shooting for them, I'm shooting for me. You know, too harsh a light in the face, too flat, boring light, like the lighting is like terrible. So this is in a magazine, this is Kate Moss. I'm pretty sure this was shot by Mario Sorrenti. I love this picture, but I love it because of the way it's been taken. It is really low key, it's very flat, you're just seeing the soul of the picture. Peter Lindbergh, in a desert, late afternoon sun, really harsh light. Love that style that he does. Uplight, It's a cover of a magazine, right? Another cover of a magazine, and I hear people criticising the light. Helmut Newton, can't see their face. Well, the picture isn't about their face, it's about their shoes, their foot, and the glasses of wine. We get to this again, Kate Moss. All of these pictures I'm going to show you now are just, it sits in indie. You would have heard of indie music. There's also indie fashion and indie style magazines. It's very, very hard to shoot indie properly. I can't do it. My eyes don't work the way when I pick up a camera, I cannot see that shot, but other people can see that shot and they make incredible indie photographers. I love looking at indie, I just haven't got that skill for me to take it the way I'd love to take it. It's sort of like a broken way of photography. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit more, I lift my camera up and my viewfinder is my canvas and I try and paint my picture in the canvas, whereas indie is more about catching the soul of the moment and not caring about anything else. All these pictures I'm putting up are from magazines. So people have been paid. And there's going to be people who are going to say, that's disgusting lighting. Bad luck. That person got paid for that picture. They've done their job. They got in a magazine because they understand their style. And it's not up to people who don't understand the style. If you don't understand the style and you don't like it, you don't need to comment. Nobody's asked you to comment. Nobody cares about your comment. Same with the posing. Why would you use that picture? Why would you? All of those things, that's because it has a soul about it. The bent wrists, the amount of, if I put that picture up, I know the comments I would get. I don't get upset for myself because I don't care. I get upset for the person making the comment that they're so narrow-minded. They feel they have to say something to be important because their own photography isn't. Because they're more worried about those things like her wrist than worried about the photo's feel as a whole. A picture is supposed to be a whole, and everything within a picture should work the picture to tell the story. And I know I'm ranting now, but it's really annoying because I think everyone could be a much better photographer if they didn't spend so much time critiquing other people's work. I refuse to critique people's work, just straight out refuse. I don't know what you're trying to create. I normally say to somebody, do you like it? And if they go, yeah, I love it, I said, well, it's a great picture then. And that's how I look at it. Out of focus. There's no such thing as out of focus. That's Marcus have focused on Nicole Kidman the way they wanted to focus on this picture to give that feel. Patrick Devichelier with Gemma Ward. Yeah, I'm nearly certain this was for a Pirelli calendar. You just see through the amount of photographers out there that criticise all of these pictures because it's not to their palette, it's not to their style. Get over it. Don't critique. If you don't like it, don't look. It's that simple. Then we have other things like as soon as you put a cigarette in a shot, oh, you're promoting cancer. Sorry, they use it still in movies. Do you send a friggin' email to the director of the movie or the writer of the movie, oh, your model smoked? No, it's the soul of a picture. It's part of a story. I'm an ex-smoker, but I find a cigarette in a picture adds a feeling to a picture. I'm not saying go out and smoke. I'm just saying if you want to put that feel in the picture, stick a cigarette in your hand or a glass of wine. Then comes down to one of my biggest bugbears is the amount of people that think that they need to say to the models things like, oh, I hate tattoos on women, or eat a hamburger, because they think they're too skinny. Well, most models are super fit athletes. Look how skinny athletes are. They're super fit. That's how they look the way they look. Tattoos, the thing that just annoys me, because if a man gets a tattoo, it's not a problem. If a woman wants it, it's disgusting. And I think I've done enough on my rant. I think I've put my point across. But instead of you telling other photographers what they should do, why don't you just go out and do it yourself? I know this is like being an attacking rant, but I think everyone will become a better photographer if they just worry about their own photography. I am not going to change one of my pictures for you. You are not my client. I take photos for me. As you see, I wear them on shirts. I have them hanging up in my house for me to enjoy them. If other people enjoy them, great, but I never ever took it for you. And just because you don't like it, it doesn't mean it's shit. It's just not your palette, not your style, not to your taste. If we all had the same taste, gee, this planet would be boring.
So sorry that was a little bit ranty, but we hope you enjoyed that and it kind of changed your mindset a little bit. If you do want to see some more of Peter's rants, I will pop them up on the screen now.